In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad on July 4th, 1930. I furthermore bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and that the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our last divine warner, teacher, and guide, and that he is the Jesus in our midst today. It is in these names that I greet you all in the words of Assalamu alaikum. I am your brother Gerald X, and as always, I would like to thank those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I just want to be quick and uplifting on this video that I entitled, Let God Qualify You. There's nothing wrong with going to school and getting an education. I went to college. There's nothing wrong with speaking more than one language. There's nothing wrong with having money and having nice things. There's nothing wrong with being intelligent. All of that is fine. All of that is good. I'm for that. But people qualify people for things. And sometimes people may qualify people that may not necessarily be qualified. So we have to learn, in some cases, to let God qualify us. Because with God, He doesn't qualify us by education. God doesn't qualify us by how much money we got. He doesn't qualify us by how many languages we can speak, how we look, how we dress. Those are things that God don't qualify us by. God qualifies us by what's in our heart. See, that's how God qualifies us. People will qualify us by education, credit, looks, money, and things like that, but not God. So I just want to give a couple of examples and I'll be done. God sent the prophet Samuel to look for the next king over Israel. And he told the prophet Samuel that the next king of Israel will come through the line of Jesse. So he sent the prophet to Jesse, and the prophet told Jesse that God said that the next king of Israel will be one of your sons. So he told Jesse to bring all of his sons out so he could see which one of them would be the next king over Israel. Well, Jesse went and got all of his sons except for David. He hid David in the back because I guess he didn't feel David was ready. I guess he didn't feel David was qualified. So he hid David in the back and he brought his other sons out. And the prophet looked at him and he said, well, these are some fine boys you got, but neither one of these is the one that God is looking for. Do you have another son? And Jesse said, yeah, David. But David ain't ready. David ain't qualified. I don't think this is a job that David can handle. But he brung him out and let Samuel look at him. And Samuel said, this is the one that God has chosen. See, Jesse tried to keep David hid. He didn't think David was qualified to do that job, but God did. The moral of the story is when God has chosen you to do something, no one can hide you. No one can block you. But people will try to hide you. People will try to block you. People will try to stop you from doing stuff because they see the potential in you, but may be envious and jealous. So they'll try to stop you. They'll try to block you. They'll try to hide you out of the presence of someone who they feel is important. But when you have been chosen by God to do something, no one can hide you. And God did not choose David because he had an education, a lot of money, could speak many different languages, good credit, looked a certain way. He chose David because he knew David had the heart to get the job done and become the next righteous king over Israel. The same way he chose Moses. When he went to Moses and told Moses, I want you to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Moses didn't have confidence because Moses was slow in speech. He told God, well, I'm not good in speaking. And Pharaoh, Pharaoh, he's this big man. Pharaoh got it going on. But I'm just little old Moses. And God told Moses, he said, I will put my words in your mouth and I will make you a God over Pharaoh. See? So he wasn't choosing Moses because Moses had education, although he did get taught a lot in Egypt. But that's not why he chose Moses. He chose Moses because he knew Moses had it in him to do the job. The same story is really symbolic of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. When in the student ministry class, Master Fard Muhammad asked all of the other student ministers in the class to choose who they would like to be the minister. They all gave their answers. And then Master Fard Muhammad said, well, now may I give you my answer? And he said, I choose Kareem, who later became Elijah Muhammad. And the other student ministers did not like that. They didn't understand why Master Fard Muhammad chose Elijah Muhammad, because Elijah Muhammad only had a third grade education. Elijah Muhammad could not speak well, but he's the man that God in person chose. So once again, God don't choose us by our education, our money, our credit, our status. He chooses us because he sees what's in our heart. And he knows we can get the job done according to what's in our heart. That's how God Allah chooses us. So once again, the moral of the story is, it's good to get an education. It's good to be successful. But sometimes people can make you seem like you have failed in life because you haven't accomplished the so-called American dream. I'm here to tell you, if God qualifies you, that's all that matters. So don't worry about what you didn't get and what you ain't got, because God can call you at any time to fulfill a mission that somebody who may have more education than you, may have more money than you, maybe may look better than you. You know how society chooses people. But God will choose you over all of those who society would never choose you over. In closing, God said the stone that the builders rejected, I have made the chief cornerstone. Elijah Muhammad was that stone that was rejected, but God made him the chief cornerstone. The black man and the black woman is that stone that has been rejected, but God is making us the chief cornerstone. See, anyone who has been rejected, God would take that person and make them the chief cornerstone. So let God qualify you. Motivational speech for the day. Please share with family and friends and subscribe. This is your brother Gerald X. Assalamu alaikum.